4 years ago, this was all on a piece of paper, and now we're actually standing in a tunnel.
The wait is almost over. One of the final closures for the Central 70 project now going into effect. And we're getting you ready for a weekend full of traffic.
Oh my God, we already miss him so much. I just wish this would have never happened.
Family and friends paying tribute to a life taken too soon.
He was a great kid, just loving. He would do anything for anybody.
Their lives changed in the blink of an eye. Now dozens coming together to find hope and healing. Plus a survivor of the Aurora Theater shooting finding ways to support others nearly 10 years later.
We're going to play a bunch of songs of hope for people.
We're monitoring reports of flooding in the Buckhorn Creek area of Larimer County tonight, where evacuation orders have now been lifted.
We just got in these photos from Ohana Mountain Ranch showing some of the flooding in the area from Buckhorn Creek. And I spoke with the owner who said her home didn't flood, but nearby campers were told to leave the area.
This is affecting the area of Crystal Mountain to Wild Song. Deputies say they closed the evacuation center and are now doing welfare checks.
Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson is joining us now. Stacey, there is still a flood advisory for that area tonight.
There is, and we still have rain up in the higher elevations. The good news is that all the other watches and warnings that have been in effect for the day have all just been lifted. So we're looking pretty good here as things continue to develop here across Colorado. But at this point, this is the only weather alert that we have in effect, that flood advisory in effect until 11:30. As for the rest of western Colorado, the flood watches have been lifted, but we still have rain, especially here along I-70 between Rifle and Gypsum. Here in Denver, things are very quiet. It's still pretty rainy and stormy here across eastern Colorado from Holyoke down toward Cope, so we're watching that carefully. But here in Denver, overnight lows will be in the mid-60s with cloudy skies tonight. We have some big changes happening over the weekend. I'll let you know how hot it's going to get coming up.
All right, thank you. And now a live look near the construction area for the Central 70 project in Denver. This is near Steel Street. A brand new tunnel will officially open to hundreds of thousands of drivers in the Denver area Monday morning.
But before then, anyone who was planning to head east on I-70 this weekend, listen up. Rob Harris is live tonight telling us what we need to know about its closure, which is actually literally happening as we speak. Rob?
Yeah, you know, the eastbound commute Monday morning, that's going to be a lot smoother. So that's the good news, I guess. But as you just mentioned, Jessica, this weekend, not so much. You can see the cars headed westbound just fine, but no cars coming eastbound. And that's because as of a few minutes ago, it is officially closed off for the weekend.
I-70 eastbound will be closed from Washington Street to I-270, starting at 10 o'clock Friday evening. It'll reopen Monday morning at 5 a.m. In the meantime, drivers will take I-25 north to I-76, take I-76 to I-276, and then take that back down to I-70. It might cramp your style a little bit this weekend, but CDOT's promising a much better commute Monday onward in exchange for your patience.
I know that we've been under construction for quite a number of years, and we've been in narrow lanes. We've had, if you're driving that outside lane, you're actually going over some of the inlets that we've installed for drainage. And so all of that will be removed when we make this switch. You'll no longer be driving over inlets. You'll no longer have those narrow lanes with the barrier right next to you, very little shoulder.
So it's a little dark, but you can see the trucks and the crews there on the eastbound lanes of I-70 just past that tunnel. They're working to repaint the lanes there and get it ready for drivers come Monday morning at 5 o'clock. Now, those benefits I've been talking about, you're not going to see them in the westbound tunnel for the rest of the summer. They're still going to be having to work on the narrow lanes and the no shoulder until workers can essentially do to the westbound tunnel what they did to the eastbound tunnel. That'll take a little bit of time. But again, this is the reminder for this weekend. If you're headed eastbound, you got to take that detour starting now through 5 o'clock Monday morning. Guys.
Definitely want to be prepared. Thank you, Rob. And going deeper tonight, CDOT hopes to have the Central 70 project completed by mid-September. The path to finishing the $1.3 billion project has been long and complex. The most complex construction took place in the 2-mile stretch between Brighton and Colorado, northeast of downtown. crews built a recessed highway north of that viaduct, eventually demolishing the structure last summer to make room for the rest of the section. That's the side that will reopen to eastbound traffic on Monday. Our partners at the Denver Post report that contractors are aiming to leave minor completion work for early 2023. If they hit that mark, they'll earn a $2.5 million incentive with CDOT. Ultimately, that would be 9 months behind the original target date of last March.
If your weekend plans included a visit to Windsor Lake, it is now closed until further notice because of harmful algae in the water. That means no boat rentals, no swimming, and the dog park is off limits. Just yesterday, we were out at Windsor Lake and were told there was a possibility of the closure, and test results today confirmed that. Green-blue algae is harmful to humans and can be deadly for pets. The Department of Health will continue to test the water until it is safe.
New tonight, an entire police department in a southeastern Colorado town has quit their jobs. According to a release from the town of Springfield, the entire 3-person department consisting of the chief and 2 officers submitted their resignations to the town on Tuesday. The 2 officers resigned to take positions elsewhere, and the chief cited personal reasons for his departure. The Baca County Sheriff Aaron Shiplet has taken over duties while the town searches for new officers. No explanation for the abrupt resignations were given, but Mayor Tyler Gibson gave a statement saying, quote, "No allegations of wrongdoing by the chief or any of the officers brought before the Springfield Board of Trustees." And the Springfield Police Department is no stranger to controversy. In 2019, the town fired its police chief for unprofessional behavior and later paid $50,000 to settle claims that one of its officers acted inappropriately toward a 15-year-old girl.
We have a tragic story out of unincorporated Jefferson County where a 4-year-old boy died after a tree fell on him this morning. The Sheriff's Department says a group of kids were out playing on a slack line between 2 trees when one of those trees fell and hit the little boy. And deputies say this event has just been tragic for everyone involved, and out of respect for the family and first responders on scene, we have declined to reach out for comment.
Tonight, family and friends mourning the loss of a 17-year-old who was shot and killed in Brighton on Tuesday.
They say the teen loved spending time with family, had dreams of joining the family business. Denver 7 CB Cotton reports this is an unexpected and unthinkable loss for many.
All right, guys, we gather here today on an unfortunate event.
No one saw this coming.
I wish it wasn't for these circumstances.
But the pain is here, and everyone gathered is trying to deal with it together.
We are releasing balloons. We're doing candles.
All to honor 17-year-old Josiah Gonzalez. The teen was shot and killed here at Ken Mitchell Park in Brighton just before 9:30 on Tuesday night. His mother spoke of her pain a day later.
He would help anybody that needed help.
But during Friday night's vigil, she's overcome with emotion, and the teen's grandmother, Trisha Powell, is stepping in to share the family's heartache.
He was happy to graduate the following year. He had very good grades. He was loved by so many. Oh my God, we already miss him so much.
Powell says her grandson worked a full-time job and was planning to get his commercial driver's license after graduating high school in the spring.
He had a plan, a future, and it's taken.
2 days after the shooting, officers arrested a 17-year-old in connection to the case. Powell got to see the teen in court Friday morning.
He just kept his head down, walked over, and just sat there like this with his head down.
Loved ones have told Denver 7 Josiah received several threats leading up to the shooting. Brighton police haven't confirmed those details, but officers did confirm the suspect may have known Josiah.
I just wish this would have never happened.
No one saw Josiah's death coming, but everyone here will be grieving together.
He was a good kid.
In Brighton, I'm CB Cotton, Denver 7.
Denver police shot and killed a man in Globeville who they say was stabbing a woman when officers arrived on scene. Police responded to a domestic violence report at the intersection of East 51st Avenue and Grant Street. They said the suspect continued stabbing the woman when they arrived. The woman was taken to the hospital and remains in serious condition. No officers were injured. There's no word on the identity of the victim or the man killed.
And the sister of one of the teenagers charged in a 2020 fire in Green Valley Ranch that killed 5 people was sentenced to more than 10 years in federal prison today. Tanya Bowie pleaded guilty to federal firearm and drug distribution charges in February. And she's the sister of Kevin Bowie. He appeared in court last week. And in addition to murder and arson charges, he also now faces drug charges for allegedly possessing and distributing fentanyl pills in jail. Next week marks 10 years since 12 people were killed and more than 70 injured in our community at the Century 16 Theater in Aurora.
Tomorrow there will be a benefit concert to help raise money for the 720 Foundation, which helps victims of the shooting. Jordan Murphy's band, 828 Music Ministry, will be one of the acts performing. Jordan was inside the theater and had to crawl out and run.
It's important to me personally because, like I said, I survived the Aurora Theater shooting and I didn't really get the mental health help that I needed. Kind of just tried to take things on my own, and it really spiraled and caved in on me, and I really struggled with it. And so this event's huge because we're really going to advocate. We're going to play a bunch of songs of hope for people.
Musician Mitch McVicker is headlining the benefit. The free concert is tomorrow night at 7 at Southside Bible Church in Centennial.
Temperatures warming up quickly as you head out the door tomorrow morning. I'll let you know just how hot it's going to get this weekend.
Coming up, one food bank evolving to meet the needs of its community.
It feels welcoming to come here. I don't feel like a stranger.
How they're promoting choice and making sure people can dine with dignity.
They let me pick everything that I want to get, so a lot of food pantries don't let you do that.